What's up, y'all? I'm Team Aqua Spirit Crusher, and we're here today to steal some more Pokemon. Yeah, that's right. The new A4 set is here, and yeah, let's just crack right into it. Shout out Pokemon Zone. Shout out basically everybody. Shout out the leakers. I don't know who the leakers are, but they're so freaking good that we got it on the official website. So shout out Pokemon Zone for the photos for all these. I went ahead and screenshotted it, so we're not going to look at 75,000 ads. But without any further ado, this is A4, all the cards, and some of the other fun stuff at the end. Let's go right into it. Starting here with Oddish. You know, Oddish is that Pokemon that you always ran into the grass, that you ran into in the grass, that you were like, heck out of here. Poison. I think Poison is incredibly powerful with things like Poison, Barb, and Nihilego. There are endless opportunities for Poison. Great chip damage, so we love that on a basic Pokemon. I think that's powerful. I'd give that a thumb up at least. Into Gloom, which not very good. Oh, Gloom goes into Blossom. Okay, and we got Petal Dance. 130, Blossom. Flip 3 coins is okay, one of these. Oh, 60 for each head. Oh, so it's confused no matter what? I was going to say, this stinks. I hate these attacks where it's like flip 3 coins. It does whatever, but it's confused is actually also really good. So starting with Poison, probably going to have to play that at some point. And it's a single prize Pokemon. Sleep Powder. Your Pokemon is now asleep. Also very good. Listen, give us stuff. Have these Pokemon do something, for the love of God, you know? Instead of just 20. Tackle. Tangrowth. Grass Knot. This attack does 40 more damage for each energy in your opponent's Pokemon retreat call. Ooh. Although that could be very bad. There could be nothing in their retreat cost. It could be... What is this good against is the question. This is, I feel like, specifically an answer to a problem. The question is, what is the problem? Because I don't know anything that really has a retreat call. I know some stuff, like Snorlax. Really good for anything that's anti... Scyther. 20. Slash. Meganium. Did I do that right? Okay, we're missing Bayleaf. Looks like we're missing something. Wow, looks like we missed a whole row here. Okay. Pinsir, 90, 70. Chikorita, 20. Bayleaf, 40. All right, back to the photos. Fantastic. Meganium. So it's interesting because it appears as though we're not getting EXs of these Pokemon, which is quite upsetting. But nevertheless, Meganium, heal 20 for each of your... I think it also means that we're going to come back around. We're going to come back around again and get EXs one of these days. Just like how we didn't get Empoleon or Torterra EX, I think we will. And I think we will get a Meganium and a Feraligatr and a Cyndaquil EX because we did not get them. Spoiler alert, we did not get them. I think this makes it obvious, but heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon. Not bad. Not an ability, though. It's an attack. Ladybug, 20, 60. Okay. Leadyon. 80, 50. Well, that's not bad. You could hang out with that. You could start off with this. Little 50, 80 action. Not bad. Hop Hip. 20, 50. Not very good. Skip Loom. Same idea here. We got a 80, 50, but why do we have a 70, 40? Why would you play this one? Can't think of a single reason. Okay, maybe you like Skip Loom. Although, never mind, I'm sorry it evolves. Jumploof. Your active Pokemon is no... Oh. Celesteela for grass type. Well, for anybody. It's a stage 2, so that stinks actually, though, because it's not a basic. But it does have Celesteela's ability. And 60 for 120. Not bad. Not bad. Sunkern. Blot. Heal 10 damage from this Pokemon. Okay. Sunflora. Yeah. That's a oh, the sunflower Pokemon, right? What does it say? It suddenly falls out of the sky in the morning. Knowing it's weak, it simply feeds until... Okay, whatever. Sunflora. 72. Interesting. Probably not going to be used. Not bad. Not great. It's okay. I feel like there's a lot of mid-paced attacking going on, you know? And if you don't have any, like, bolstered energy, like 70 in the middle of the road with 2 energy, it's like you're not a 1 energy big number, and you're not a 3 energy big number either. So a 2 energy medium number is like only useful some of the time, and especially not if your HP is only 90. So that's all I'm going to say. Yanma. Switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. U-turn. Okay. Wonder if this I felt like that other Yan Mega EX was a basic for whatever reason, but I have no idea. Yan Mega 90 60. Okay. That's a thumb down. That's a big thumb down, especially after we just read Sunflora and I just talked about that whole thing. Now you got 60, although it is interesting. I think you play it because its basic is better and it's colorless energy. That's its benefit. Pineco, 60, 20, 30. Ram. Oh, 2 energy, though. Does this evolve into anything? No, right? And we have a Shuckle EX for whatever. I don't even remember this, honestly. 120, that's not. This Pokemon takes minus 20 from attacks. Okay, so you could have just gave it 140. You said 120, but it takes minus 20. Triple Slap. Yeah, I think that's not great. Not gonna lie. Triple Slap, 20, flip 3 coins. Wow, this is a flip 3 coins. This attack does 20 damage for each heads. So all you could do is 60, but for 1 energy. Let's see if it synergizes with anything. Heracross. If this Pokemon... Now, this I do believe synergizes with Cynthia, if I'm not mistaken. Or there's something else. Yeah. Because I know we got a Togekiss that also should synergize with Cynthia. I believe Cynthia also likes Heracross. So I wonder if you get that. I'm trying to remember. Let me look that up real quick, actually. Let's do us all a favor. Cynthia. Pokemon. Pocket. That was crazy. Relax. Relax with that. Garchomp, I am wrong. What is the Heracross Berry support card? Okay, so I'm sorry, Berry. Wait, what? I don't know if this is actually how this reads, but you might be able to... Barry says that you can use an attack for 2 less energy. Heracross does single lunge 40 for 2 energy. If this Pokemon has no damage on it, this attack does 40 more. It does 80 on its first turn, potentially for no energy. And then you switch it out, I think. You run this with whatever we had back here. That gives you a free retreat. Jumpluff. You run Jumpluff with our good friend Heracross and Barry. And you have a nice day. Oh, and Snorlax, because it has a 4 retreat, so you could just run that whole thing. Huh. That's a deck. Cherubi. If this Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached, attacks used by this Pokemon cost 1 less energy. Its attack is 1 energy. Sorry, a little bit of an issue. Sweet's Relay. If one of your Pokemons use Sweet's Relay, let's say, yeah. Huh. Cherrim, Seed Bomb, 40. I don't know if we're ever going to use that. It's a good question. Vulpix, 60, Live Coal, 30, 2 energy. Where are we going with that? Ninetales, 100. Scorching Breath, 120. Ooh, and this should work with Blaine. If I'm not mistaken, Blaine does extra 50. This is very interesting. The more, all these support cards with specific Blaine support card. It's crazy this stuff doesn't come up. During used by Ninetales, Rapidash, do plus 30. You could do 150 with Blaine with this. Very cool that they keep adding the Pokemon that synergize with the old abilities. I will say that. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. Okay. Fair enough. 1 retreat. Cyndaquil, 20. Quilava, Combustion, 30. Typhlosion, 140. What do we got? I really wish we got EXs of these guys. You gave us freaking Shuckle, Typhlosion. Once during your turn, you may take your opponent's active Pokemon. Once during your turn, you may make your opponent's active Pokemon burned. Well, that's sick. This is actually a sick card. It's actually probably better than an EX. Magma Punch, 60. 2 energy. That's actually pretty fire. You got like a mid-tempo fire attacker with a burn, so it does 80. Potentially, if you flip tails, it does 40, does 100 potentially in 1 turn for 2 energy. That's pretty darn good. It's pretty nice. Slugma. I'll slug something. Stampede, 30. Macargo. Spurt. Furt. 1 other Pokemon, either yours or your opponent's, is chosen at random 3 times. For each time... Oh, nice. Yeah, we actually read this. We saw this online. For each time a Pokemon is chosen, do 50 damage to it. This is also sick. See, I think Fire only has, like, heavy hitters. Fire definitely lacks a lot of, like, mid-tempo style stuff. So giving it something like this that can maybe come in as a single-prize Pokemon, you can play around. There's not a lot of single-prize Pokemon Fire decks that exist. So, Macargo, maybe with a little Typhlosion, not bad. You only need 4 energy for all that to make that work. And you got a lot of potential damage. This is it's a stage 2. The only thing is you do start a bit slow. Well, we'll have to see. What else we got? Magby here. Take a fire energy and you play it with this. Take a fire energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. Yeah, you play it with Magby. I like that a lot. And this doesn't evolve, if I'm not mistaken. This Pokemon is also... You can't evolve these into... Because that would be cool if you could start with this and evolve it, but I don't think that these evolve. Unfortunately. So you lose the point, you start with it, or you retreat it, I guess. And hope you don't get Cyrus, but good luck with that. Entei. Also, no EX. Flip a coin. If tails, discard 2 random energy from this Pokemon. If no tails, you don't. Okay, so this is either going to be good because you're going to get 2 off, or very bad because you're only going to get 1 off. I don't like that at all. Flip a coin. If you flip the coin wrong, you are not going to be having a nice day. Ruin your own day. Be a man, ruin your own day? No way. I read the other 2 before. I didn't read Entei, but I read them and I was like, these sound like when they first made Giratina, and Giratina was like, okay, we're not going to use that. So maybe we'll get the EXs of them later. But for now, this looks not good. Ho EX. We know this. We saw it in the trailer. We saw it all over the place. Phoenix Turbo 80. Take a fire, water, and electric energy from your energy zone and attach it to the bench Pokemon in any way you like. Yeah, going to be really excited to see what we're going to play this with besides Lugia. Because it's going to go with other things. I'll tell you that right now. It's going to work actually really well with something else. And we're not sure what, but... And then you actually play it with Magby. Oh, bro, you're probably playing every fire deck with Magby now just so you get that extra energy. It's like a Zero Aura for fire. It is. Okay, moving on. Ho-Oh EX. We're hyped. It's hype. A4. It's hype. Keep going. 2 o'clock tonight. It's only 4. It's actually 5. Darumuka. I don't remember this from wherever the heck this is from, so I think this is like a newer one, because like this thing, definitely don't remember that. Darumuka, 70, flop 30. What's up with all these basics with 2 energies to attack? Oh, probably because we have Magby now. You can't just give them 1. You give them 2. Daramantantan. Daramuntuntuntuntuntun Sahur. 120, Heat Blast, 3 energy, 70. Okay, Daramandandan and Ramanandandandan. I think we're good off you. Heat more. Wait a second. What did that say before? Your eyes are not deceiving me. Once during your turn, ability... Heat more, basic. Magby, Heat more, Typhlosion. That's the deck. 2 Heat more, 2 Magby, and 2 sets of Typhlosion. Because, brother, we gon' roast the heat now. 90 for 2 energy, all single prize Pokemon. See, I just said that. You don't have a single prize Pokemon deck for fire that I could really think of that actually legitimately works. There you go. Excuse me. Poliwag 60. Water Gun 20. Excuse me. Nice art. Poliwhirl 90-30. Okay, Poliwag, Poliwhirl. Politoad. Not exactly the Politoad I remember, you know? I don't actually remember this version at all, but whatever. From Gen 3 at least, but this is Gen 2, so maybe they deleted it after that. So who knows? But I think it actually happened a lot after that. 140, Lordly Cheering. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, attached used by this Pokemon that evolved from Poliwhirl. Wait, what? You're playing an all Politoad? Poliwag, Poliwhirl. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, attacks used by your Pokemon that evolved from Poliwhirl do 40 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. That reads very strange. That means that there's something else. Because why isn't it just this Pokemon does... It synergizes with another... something. Because this does mean Hyper Voice does 100 if you have a second one on the bench, I think is what it's saying. But it says, as long as this Pokemon is on your bench, attacks used by your Pokemon that evolved from Poliwhirl, not other Politoads. So that's very interesting. Plus 40, that's actually pretty good. Horsea. 50, 30. Fair enough. Oh, we're getting Kingdrift from Horsea, right? Seadra. 80, 50, Razorfin. And I think this Pokemon is about to be one of the best Pokemon I think we've seen. I didn't read it yet, but Kingdra EX 170, which is actually very nice. Oh no, it's like Delmise. It's actually not that good. During your opponent's next turn, this defending Pokemon cannot retreat. So this is only good... under certain stipulations. This is not one of those straightforward attacking Pokemon that I really like. I just like something that, you know, you could do some good damage, maybe some good chip damage. I like strategies like that, not conniving things where you have to get lucky and then make your Pokemon not retreat. This is a very weird strategy to play. I give this like half a thumb. And I'll see how it does later. Maybe it works with something that we haven't read yet. Maybe there's another support. Magikarp. 30. Splashing Dodge. 10. Flip a coin. If heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of attacks done to this. Okay. All damage from, all effects of, attacks done to this Pokemon. Oh, flip a coin. Okay, 30, flip a coin, maybe. So you've got a 50-50 shot that you could go into your boy Gyarados. And when you do, you may discard any number of your benched water Pokemon. This attack does 40 more damage for each benched Pokemon you discarded in this way. 20 plus 40, 41, 20. Yeah, I'm very interested to see how effective this really is going to be. 130, not super big. You could get KO'd, and if you discarded all three, you're going to be done for. I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully we'll see. We didn't get to electric yet. There might be some type of counter that Gyarados really doesn't like. Some type of one energy Rampardos like. Gyarados would not like that. Although Gyarados doesn't like Rampardos either, I'm guessing. Totodile, 60, 20. Croconaw, 90, 40. Nice art, like that. And Feraligatr, pretty upset. Always thought there was an O in there, so that's interesting. That's the first time I've noticed there's no O in there, unless this is a typo. Again, super upset we didn't get an EX for this. But this is probably a good Pokemon. 150 here. It's got the HP of an EX, and it's got an attack of an EX. It just isn't an EX. Destructive Whirlpool, 90. Discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Oh, that is sick. It's not flip a coin. It's discard it. Oh, we're playing that. This goes well with Sharpedo, and hopefully some type of baby water Pokemon, which I don't think exists exactly. So, maybe not. 150, though, that's really nice. This is a better sorry, I was wondering if there's a hole in my head. This is a better Vaporeon, because Vaporeon is like 140. Its attack is like 70, or I think 80 for 3. But it doesn't discard. Yeah, it's flip a coin. But we'll take one. We'll take one guaranteed over flip a coin. Either way, Marill, 60, 10. Azumarill. Thick Fat, that's not very nice. 110. This Pokemon takes minus 30 damage from attacks from fire or water Pokemon. Rather specific. Not electric. Electric would be nice. Although, I guess that's weakness, so it can't do that. Tail Smack for 3 is 60. Don't know if we play this. Unless it goes with something that I don't see, I don't know if we play that at all, ever. And they give it an ability, so it's like they wanted you to play it, they thought it might be okay, but it's a weird ability, and these are bad numbers. 110, 60, 3 energy, doesn't really work out good. Maybe you get that 1 energy for 60, that'd be worth playing. Still then. Either way, we progress. Whopper. BK, Whopper, Whooper, Hopper, Schmooper, Dopper, 70, Rain Splash, 30, 2 energy, Whopper, have it your way. Quagsire, 130 today. What do we got? Is that actually good? That's okay. I mean, it kind of stinks. Quagsire, 130, Surf. Yep. Okay. Quillfish, 80. Poison Sting. Oh, another Pokemon that is not. Yeah, we like to see that. We do like to see that. And that's just a basic. So that is actually very interesting because we do love to see a basic Pokemon of any type that is kind of like you just bring it in and that's it and you just play with that. 80, 20, potentially 30, 40, who knows where you could go with Quillfish. But it could like be nice in a Primarina deck. Always been like, what else do you put with Primarina? Maybe you put a Quillfish and a freaking whatever that other thing was that explodes that I'm forgetting the name of right now. The one that's like a piece of coral. I'm totally blanking. Wow, speaking of coral, you know the one that explodes, does like 50 to you, has 20 attack. It's just like you start with it. It's kind of like you know what it does. Anyway, Corsola, 80. Find a friend. Put a random friend from your deck into your hand. Okay. Water gets a drawing mechanism. Water gets a draw. And that's all this does. I feel like this should just be a basic baby Pokemon. You know, 0 retreat, 0 whatever. Anyway, Remoraid, 60. Water Gun. Octillery. Octazuko. If the defending Pokemon tries to use an attack, and you know they're going to try, your opponent flips a coin. Okay? If tails, the attack doesn't happen. Sick. I love those. I need more of those. Like that other guy who has that thing where it's like if you damage him, his attack goes down to like his health has the ability to stay at 10 if you flip the coin, and it's like then you could just heal him the next turn and try it again. You need another one of those. What's his name? Like the old man, weird-looking Pokemon. Either way, if the defending Pokemon tries to use an attack, your opponent flips a coin. If tails, that attack doesn't happen. This effect lasts until the defending Pokemon leaves the active spot, and it doesn't stack. What does that mean? How does this effect last until the defending Pokemon leaves the active spot? It can't attack ever? Oh, I think that it means that if I retreat with Octillery, he's still flipping that coin out here. That's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. You might play that with Gyarados, huh? 2 energy here, 2 energy for Gyarados. You got plenty of Pokemon. You can actually attack with this and then discard it. Because I'm thinking, like, what do you bring in and then discard that's worth discarding? This. Delibird. Stumbling Draw. Draw a card. Second water Pokemon to say this. But this one also, what the heck are they thinking? We got Find a Friend and Draw a card. So, 10 though. Huh. Corsola for a non-colored energy, 80 does no damage. And then you have Delibird that for 70, 1 water energy does 10. So take your pick, whatever you like, but you have 2 options. They really felt that that's important. Mantine. Flip a coin. If heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of attacks done. Why are they writing it like that? And they've never wrote it like that before. I've never seen it written like that before. I think it's because of Octazuko, but I'm not sure. Flip a coin. If heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from. This is actually pretty good. Except for the fact that that's 4 energy. Huh. That stinks. Never mind. Moving on. Suicune. Again, I read during your bonus next turn, text used by the defending Pokemon do -20. So 70 for 3, 100. Not great. Not great. Great Pokemon. Makes me think they're giving us 3 X's in the next like mini pack of the 3 dogs. Because kind of like how they did with Giratina. Because Giratina stunk, and then they were like, oh, actually, we're going to give you the sickest EX of all time. Either way, Corfish, 60. Vice Grip, 30. 2 energy. Common Theme, 2 energy for this 30. Crawdaunt. This one I think could be hype. I have no idea. I just looked at the art and was like, oh, yeah. 100. Ability. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may discard a random energy from your opponent's... Ooh. So when you evolve Crawdaunt, you discard an energy, and then you come in with the Crab Hammer. I like that. I like that. There's actually 2 options of things that you could play now with Gyarados, that you could just come in, do that ability, go out, discard all of it with Gyarados, who cares, and do Gyarados' attack. Gyarados is probably what you want to attack with secondary. Ducklet. Now, this is something that has 3, yeah, right? This is, I have no idea. Either way, 60, 10. No, never mind. It just evolves into Swanna. Move all energy from this Pokemon to one of your benched Pokemon. Also, to be played with. Okay. There's like 3 or 4 options of things that come in, attack, then you're like, all right, I'm done with it. This thing, no retreat. Then you move all the energy to Gyarados. Then you discard it after you attacked with it and lost some health. That's perfect. That's perfect. Chinchu. Lightning Ball, 10. Ah. Lantern, EX. 150, Flashing Signal. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. If tails, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. These are words. I read them, but I didn't process them. Lantern EX. Now, what was this first one? 10, 7. Oh, okay, so it's going to stay alive. We like that. No attack, but it stays alive. That's really all we care about. Stage 2, 1, so that's also great. 150, that's pretty cool too. Flip a coin. Oh, that's sick. That's sick. I like that a lot. 80, 150, and you're gonna. I like Paralyzation a lot. That one's great, but we'll take Confused. I don't fully know what Confused does, but I do know that Paralyzation means that they are. Let's look up what Confused does. Confused effect. Pokemon Pocket. I know the Paralyzation effect shuts them down. They can't even retreat. Oh, okay. So they flip a coin to see if they attack or not. And if they're paralyzed, they definitely don't attack. Right? What does this say? Paralysis. Let's read. Let's read. Paralysis cures after a turn. Yeah, that's actually pretty sick. They're both actually pretty sick. Because confusion just keeps happening, but paralyzation... they definitely can't attack. Either way, we get potentially 2 attacks off with this. And 150, we should get 2 attacks off. It's a pretty beefy electric type. It's kind of different than how most electric types are high-paced and want to attack quickly. Whereas Lantern is more of like a, oh, and this could be played with electrical cord really nicely. This goes with Tapu Koko and electrical cord potentially very nicely. Something like that, right? Zero Aura, Dawn, any of those things, all the energy ramps, because this is more of like a beefy, hey, either way, let's keep moving. My bad, I forgot we got Pichu. You just play with this. What the hell is that? Anyway, Pichu, Crackling Toss. Take electric energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your... Yeah, you just play it with this. My bad, because then you can just attack with it lightning quick. Crackling Toss, little Pichu action. Mareep. 60, Static Shock. 20. Okay. Oh, yeah, we're getting Ampharos. Flaffy 90, 52, and those are both electric. I feel like that means that's no good, but whatever, we'll take it. And this, flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 40 more damage. If tails, this Pokemon does 20 to itself. Again, beefy. 150, 80, could maybe even do 120. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that a lot. I think that, again, these go very much against the grain of how, like think about Tapu Koko. If I believe it's 110 or something like that, 120, Pachirisu, like they're all like low HPs and they're quick attacks, but no sustain. So 150s will take. Elekid. Zappy Shot. This does 20. Ooh, you get a Snipe. Snipe baby Pokemon. We'll take that. I don't know how much I'll use this. I'm not perhaps a sniper. But, I prefer a full brutal attack. What's up, Lionheart? I remember you. More options other than Magnezone. Yeah, there's a lot of very interesting options here for the electric type. Although I'm confused again if these evolve or not. I don't think they do, but we'll take a 20 Snipe, that's for sure. That's pretty cool. Going through all the new cards here, my friend. Going through all the new cards here. Raikou. Thunder for 70, and it does 20 to itself. It's 90. I previously said Entie and Suicune, not very good. I don't think they're very good, and I don't think they'll see a lot of play. It stinks. They're cool Pokemon, but I feel like they're underutilized. But I think that does mean that we will see EX versions someday in the future. Listen, if you think about it, mathematically, they have to release card after card after pack for months. So eventually we'll get it. But these versions, I don't know. Maybe there's a supporter card that is for the dogs that I haven't read yet. Tina knows what they're doing. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. We're getting these. Also, very funny Lionheart, I said there's no EXs for all the starters. Now, I think that Torterra and Empoleon, same thing. No EXs. We did get in Infernape. But will we see, maybe next year, the next time they come around to Gen 4, the next time they come around to Gen 2, EXs of those Pokemon? That'd be pretty cool. As well as we will probably see these dogs, the legendary dogs as they call them, coming up in the next mini set. I'd agree. Emolga, 70, 40, Raging Thunder. This attack also does 10 damage to one of your benched Pokemon. Don't love that. So yeah, forget about how you have that sick 150 that really puts you over that 140 limit. Now you're going to have to take 10 damage off of it. So that's sick. I don't know about that. Although I do think that this works with, man. Sophocles, what is his, if only I could spell that. Okay, we pulled it up. Oh, no, no. I just don't know how to spell. This is not the right Pokemon. Okay, anyway. Progressing on. Slowpoke. 70. Rest. This Pokemon is now asleep. Heal 30 from it. I think this is pretty good. I think this would be better if you were trying to get to a stage 2 and you were like, oh, shoot, I got to start with this, and you could just like keep healing it. Because we're just going to go into Slowking as far as I'm concerned. And that's only really one step. But, you know, yeah, we'll get there and we'll wake up when we evolve. So, hey, either way, Psychic 10. This does 30 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Very cool. Wait, but this means you would want to start with it if you can sleep and heal and waste time, essentially. But this means you would want to come in at the end if it means for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon, because they're not going to have a lot of energy to the end. I don't know. Okay, moving on. Smoochum, 30. I saw this. I read this briefly, and I was like, that's kind of interesting. This is exactly like how Slowking does this. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So baby Pokemon, I think we're thinking you start off with them, but then I read this, and 20 times energy makes me think we want to play Smoochum towards the end, which is a weird thing to let hang out on our bench. I'll tell you what, I forget, I guess Hitmonlee has the 30 snipe. It's probably going to see a whole lot of play this meta with all these 30 Pokemon. I mean, even the ones that aren't baby Pokemon, like Magikarp is 30 too. So anything that could knock out a 30 is going to be in serious business. Also, I mean, think about it. Eevee, if you're playing Eevee. Yeah, much better to run Tapu Lele with this. The only benefit is it does... Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's even a benefit. You can afford an energy for another 60 health. I believe Tapu Lele is 90. I'd agree. But I guess it's cool. Although, now, again, I thought they don't evolve, but doesn't Smoochum evolve into Jinx? Am I wrong about that? Let's reference Google. Smoochum evolution. It's going to tell me nothing. No, it evolves into Jinx. Okay, so maybe you can evolve these things. If you could evolve these things, I think they're better. And I don't know if there's anything that besides the internet that's made me think that I can't evolve these things. I feel like I saw a video and the guy was like, oh, no, they don't evolve. But if they do evolve, and the fact that I'm looking at Jinx and the fact that it evolves to Jinx, I think babies evolve in the TCG. Yeah, I'm confused. I mean, then why am I Smoochum? Why is Jinx right there? Either way, we'll see. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. We wouldn't want that, but I guess that might happen. Well, I guess we would want that. Very much so. But either way, let's keep going. We've been spending hours on just BS now. Cleffa. Twinkie Call. Put a random Pokemon from your deck into your hand. Yep, we like that. Free Shiinotic. These are very cool. Again, if you could evolve this is also even better. So let's see. Let us see. Togepi. I mean to say 60. Charm. During your opponent's next turn, attacks used by the defending Pokemon do minus 20 damage. Yep. Okay. That's very cool. Oh, okay. Just a little pacing mechanism. Togetic, 90, 30, 2 energy. And then Togekiss, again, this does work with Cynthia. And I do believe Cynthia is a plus 50, if I'm not mistaken. Cynthia, Pokemon Pocket. Plus 50. So you take your plus 50 to the 70, you get 120. And that is a number we will take. Very much so. Natu, 50. Peck. Okay. Very simple. Zatu, 80. Life Drain. We saw this. This is pretty cool. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now 10. Very cool. Somebody speculated this actually based upon what the card is in real life. And it does the same thing. And I think that's pretty cool. We're going to have to check this out. Because think about this. You flip a coin. Although, never mind. It's flip a coin. So that kind of stinks, doesn't it? Although it could come in at the end and win you a game. But who knows? Either way, let's keep moving here. Espeon EX. Psychic Healing. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon. Super Cybele, 80. Yeah, I thought it was 20, and I think the first time we got the reading of this, I read 20, or we heard 20, but 30 makes this actually really good. 30 plus 80, 2 energy, 140. I will take it. Everybody will take it. But it is unknown how much we'll take. All right, we have 60. Guard. This ability works if you have any unknown in play with an ability other than Guard. All of your Pokemon take minus 10 from attacks from your Pokemon. Okay, so you have to have not the Guard unknown. You have to have a different unknown. Okay, so we're getting unknowns now. Minus 10 for the unknowns. And you get 20. Okay, that's sick. Yeah, here's another one. Oh, okay, this is going to be plus 10, though. If you have any other power, attacks used by this do plus 10. So now all of your hidden powers do 30 if you have them all in play, and you take minus 10 damage. It's pretty cool. Is there a third one? No, just 2 for now. Wow, Buffet. 90. Reply strongly. If this Pokemon was damaged by an attack during your opponent's last turn while it was in the active spot, this attack does 50 more damage. Yeah. All right, so if they piece you up last turn, which you kind of have to let happen because this is 2 energy, so you almost start with this. Wow, you almost start with this off rip, but it's almost sick for that because it's a basic, so you put your energy first turn, then he attacks second turn, then after he attacks, you come in and you do 80 damage, and you almost always knock out the basic Pokemon. Not bad. Not bad. I like that a lot. Excellent. Girafarig. When are we going to get Jesse and Meowth and Max? All the, or James, I should say. We need their support cards. Girafarig, 80, Psybeam. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Okay. Okay. A lot of effects. Not a lot of filler cards, I must say. All of these kind of have some merit and, like, will do something. When comes the set in which time? 2 o'clock tonight. 2 o'clock, whatever your time is, I guess. Well, I guess it's 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I guess. So whatever that is in your time, it's 2 o'clock Eastern Standard, my time. However the heck that makes sense. All these cards come out. A4, baby. Snubble, 60. 20, Ram. Gramble, 120, 100. This attack does 20 to itself. Very interesting. Now, I think we have energy ramp for Psychic now. So that's pretty cool. guaranteed 100, but it does 20 to itself. This would be better if it was 2 energy, but whatever. They keep doing stuff like that. I mean, I get that maybe you should put some energy, but like make an energy for like a worthy attack. It's so, you know, when you have Rampardos for 1, it's hard to use something like Gramble. Just saying. Munna, Hunna, Psyshot, 70. Mershana, Dream Dance, 60. Both active Pokemon in my time. It's 8. Yeah, it might be 8 o'clock p.m. Where do you live? Yeah, I guess, what time zone is that? Dream Dance, 60. Both active Pokemon are now asleep. But that's pretty sickening. And then you're just relying on a coin flip. 3 retreat costs. That kind of stinks. Maybe there's a support card for this. Oh, we do have the Lyra switch a bench now. Onyx, Headbutt, 50. 3 energy. Although, what does Brock do? 1 energy if I'm correct. Take an energy from your energy zone and place it onto Golem or Onyx. We'll take that. 50. You get, all right, you ramp that pretty quickly. And then you could go into Steelix. I presume, I don't know. I presume, because I do know we have a Steelix coming up. Sudowoodo, 90-50. This is like that other one, except worse. Gligar, 60. Glide, 10. Gliscor, 60. Yeah, the other one is the worst card of all time. I think it's 1 energy for you flip a coin, and you get 2 flips for like 40. So we'll take 60. Thank you, sir. Although probably still bad. Although, isn't there a... Gliscor support. I think there's a support card that works with Gliscor. No, we have no idea. Okay. We have no idea. All right. Keep going. Swinoob. Swinub, Mudslap, 30. 70. Piloswine, 100. Headbutt Bounce, 70. Okay. Mamoswine, 160. Although that's not 30. Mamoswine. This attack does 20 damage. This is actually pretty sick. If you get one of these off, because this is like Palkia, except you don't have ramp with this card, which is unfortunate, but it does have 10 more HP, and it does do 10 more damage, and also it's not an EX. But it does the same thing. 150 and 20 to all the bench, 160 and 20 to all the bench. That's pretty darn good. It's tough to beat, so we'll have to see if there's... We'll have to see... Oh, each of your bench Pokemon. Oh, man. I am just... Well, thank you, Lionheart. I didn't read that right. I thought it said to their bench Pokemon. Well, that stinks. That stinks. Never mind. Phanpy, 70. Reckless Charge. This Pokemon also does 10 damage to itself. Okay? And then you go into this guy. Big Dolphin. Donphin. I don't really know. Donphin EX 160. Gigantic Press. If this Pokemon has at least 2 extra energy attached, it does 60 more damage. So I'm thinking Execute, I'm thinking Crabominable, except here's the thing with Crabominable. If they push you out of the active spot, you then have to come back. Execute is, we know, it's a coin flip game. Crabominable is like, it does 40, and then the following turn it does 80. But if they Sabrina you or anything else happens where you don't actually end up attacking the next turn, then you have to start all over again, and that stinks. So this is almost like you're going to wait 2 turns to do 110, but A, it's more damage, and B, once you get there, you're almost guaranteed that you're there. So I would say it's probably better than both Crabominable and Execute in those respects. However, it just takes a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. It's like right there, but it's a little bit better than Crabominable. Execute could be better than it, but then I think Crabominable is better than Execute. So I don't even know. It's a card. Keep going. It will be played. This is a good card. I'll tell you that right now. Anything with 1 energy and 160? Yep. Oh, yeah. Tyrogue, 30. Slappy Knuckle. Oh. We have a baby fighting Pokemon with... Yeah, listen. Pull out your Eevee. Play the Eevee deck with the 30. And make sure you use your Eevee EX first every time. So if they put out their baby Pokemon, you just take a point. Boop, point. Or just play Hitmonlee with the 30 chip and just do that the whole time. I mean, Greninja decks, Darkrai decks, anything with chip, like, that can pull stuff around and move stuff around. Like, you're just in trouble with these. You're just asking for a problem. But, hey, Hitmon top. This attack also does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Piercing Spin. Okay. Yeah, like this. Get out after a while. Freaking dastardly villain out there. Okay, anyway. A Tyrogue fish, I should say. Tyrogue, 30. Slappy Knuckle, 20. Yeah, he's in trouble. From basically the next card, Hitmotop, who does the 20 and then does the 20 right back to it. Let me get a sip here. Larvitar, 60, tackle, 10. Pupitar, 80, guard press, 20. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes minus 30 from attacks. Okay. But you have to get the 2 energy and actually attack with it. It's not an ability. So that's only like okay, if you want my honest opinion. And then we're going to get Tyranitar on the other page for the dark Pokemon. So actually, we'll just go to that. Just because I feel like that makes sense. Tyranitar. 160 Buster Tail. 130 for 4. Once during your turn, you may move all dark energy from each of your Pokemon to this Pokemon. That is very interesting. And it's weird because I think actually if we read these, you only have to play, you never have to play any fighting energy. So you can just play dark energy, and then whenever you get to Tyranitar, that's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. Pardon me. Okay, Binacle. Dual Chop. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 30 damage for each heads. Okay, pretty standard. Oh, it evolves to Barbacle. Oh, that's pretty nice for a basic then, if it evolves. 120. See, I like a chance with a basic, but then I like to evolve into something safe. I don't like something safe and you're evolving into a chance. Either way, Barbacle, 120. Dynamic Chop, 70. Not good. Either way. Probably won't ever play it. Either way. Zubat. Venomous Fang, 3rd Pokemon to do poison. That is not a psychic Pokemon. Well, I guess Dark is the name of the game for poison. Either way, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poison. We love that out of basic. I love that out of a basic, especially when we're going to go to an EX. Oh, wow. Venomous Fang, and then you get another Venomous Fang, so you're definitely poisoned. Sick art on this Golbat. And then let's go right to Crobat. Oh, yeah. You're in a world of poison, brother. Oh, you play this with Tyranitar, huh? 1 energy here. You just plunder it. You build your Tyranitar, and then when you're ready for Tyranitar, you just plunder this, and you just retreat. Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Venomous slash 70. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Yeah, you just play this. You put a Nihilego in your deck, and you just poison the whole time. And then until you can go to Tyranitar. It's a lot of cards, but it could work nicely. Spinarak. 20. 60. Ariados. 80. Bind down. Once during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. Another one of those, huh? Not bad. Not bad at all. Very interesting. They go with the clay and then, 2 very different arts. Very nice. Also 40, though, so that could be cool. You could do this, make him not retreat, and then you can go right into Tyranitar, and that's actually a single prize point Pokemon build, so that's pretty cool. Umbreon EX, 140. Dark Chase. Once during your turn, if the Pokemon in the active spot, you may switch. Yeah, we already read this. We know what this does. It's a Cyrus. You get 80 with your Cyrus. I mean, you might even play. This is what you play. You play 3 Eevee, and you play your Tyranitar line. You play 2 rare candies. You play 2 Umbreons, and you play 1 Sylveon EX. And then you just plunder whenever you're ready. I don't know. Could work. Yeah, you don't even play a Psychic Energy. You just start with Umbreon. You Cyrus stuff around. And then if you need to plunder to Tyranitar, could be nice. Either way, Murkrow. Astonish. Flip a coin of heads. Your opponent reveals a random card for your deck. Excuse me. From their hand. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty cool. It's like that's like what Serena does in a basic. Oh. Do we have another Honchkrow? This could be really nice with Tyranitar as well. I might have to stop saying that, but this, you discard a little bit. Then you go to your Honchkrow. I like that. Then you bring it all into your then you energy plunder with your Tyranitar, and you're in trouble. You're in a world of pain after that. I like that. A lot of cool dark Pokemon. Sneasel, 20. Weavile, yeah, also very sick. Both these could be played. 50 for 1 energy. I mean, it's definitely worth playing. You know, I mean, it's not worth. I mean, I think you play the other Sneasel. You don't play this Sneasel, but if you want, you could totally play this Weavile. And it might even, the other one only does 70. And this kind of like is the same idea. Not a bad idea for a single prize. Although 80 is bad. They should have given this like 100. Or like 90. Yeah, I don't know. A little bit more health would have maybe balanced that better. Houndour, 60, 40 bite. Houndoom, 110. Diving Swipe. Discard a random card from your opponent's hand. What was that other thing that just did Astonish? Honchkrow and Houndoom? You Astonish and then you Diving Swipe and you just discard? I love discarding. I think discarding is invaluable. 110, 70. This is pretty good. It's better than 50 from Tisserina. I'll tell you that right now. Although Tisserina is pretty good with that Malo. And then Tyranitar, we read this 7 times already. Absol, we got another one of this. Wow, Gen 2 is pretty sick for the dark Pokemon, huh? This attack does 30 damage to one of your... There you go. You play Absol, and then all your baby Pokemon are in trouble. I was just saying that. I was just saying how much in trouble your baby Pokemon are going to be. Pretty cool dark package there. On to the steel. Oh, okay, so that Pineco does evolve. Pineco 62. Didn't really get that. I guess I do get it now. Into Fortress. 80 Shell Crash 130. Not going to play that. Anyway, moving on. Steelix. Heavy Impact. Oh, this is cool. They only give you one Steel because they know that you're going to be playing Brock potentially. That gives you a fighting energy. So you're going to have potentially like, yeah, fighting energy on this. So you just need one Steel to make it work. And it does 110 for 150. Not bad. Not bad. Waiting for the day we get Steelix EX. That'll be sick. Scizor. Gale Thrusts. If this Pokemon moved from your bench to your active spot this turn, it does 50 more. It does 100. That is sick. We love that. That's a Silvally, but you don't need to use the support. You just got to come in. But your second turn, you're guaranteed a 50. Also, it only has 100 health. So it doesn't live from its own attack, which is a detriment. Anyway. Wait, it also evolves from that other thing. Wait, we saw Scizor, right? Where is Scizor? That's two grass Pokemon that evolve into... Yeah, Sether, 20, 70. And then you go into Scizor. Well, I don't know. Interesting. Anyway, Skarmory, 140 basic. Steel Wing, 70. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes minus 20 from attacks. Pretty cool. You can play that with that other... Man, I don't even know the name of the guy. There's a Steel type Pokemon support. I think Aiden or Argon or something like that. Could play with that. Also negate some of that damage. And then, yeah, 70 minus 20 minus another 20. That could be good. 70, 140. It's a lot of break points. Minus 20 could make or break it. Mawile. 70. Bite. Clink, 60. Vice Grip, 20. Clang, 80. Gear Cutter, 40. Kling Clang, 150. Gear Spinner, 70. During your opponent's next turn, the Pokemon's Gear Spinner does plus 70 damage. That's pretty good. This is pretty good. Oh, this is totally worth using with Dialga, by the way. That's what you use with Dialga. Been waiting for the day that you get something that might be worth using with Dialga. 150, 70. The problem with Doug Trio is it was 130. You got to give us something with a little more beef on it. And the problem with Solgaleo is it didn't necessitate that energy. Kling Clang. Kling Clang Dialga, maybe. Spearow, 70, 10. Yep, that's all the steals. We're on to normal steers. Fearow, 90. Peck Bugs. If your opponent is grass type, this does 40 more. Kind of a weird thing to do. I don't really know how you plan on playing a grass Pokemon when you play Fearow. So that's either way. Chansey. Lipigoin, if eds during your next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks. Kind of cool. Requires 2 energy, though, so not great. Because what are we doing on the first turn when we didn't have an energy? Or we just had 1 energy, I mean to say. But either way, keep going. Blissey, Energy Blow. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy attack to this Pokemon. So you need to put 3. There better be some support for this, because this stinks. Let me tell you that right now. 20, and then plus energy, plus 20. You already got 3. How many energy am I going to get? I got 6 energy on it. It does 60. Kangaskhan. Crosscut. If your opponent's active as an evolution Pokemon, this attack does 40 more. This is pretty cool. This is almost better than the other Kangaskhan, but it's also just a sick idea. Eevee. Here we go. Yet another Eevee. And this almost is the exact same thing as the last Eevee with the Collect Eevee. You have a Find a Friend Eevee. Might be a little bit better than Collect. Not going to lie, because finding a Pokemon, pretty sick. Porygon, 60. Ram, 20. Those are numbers. I just read them to you. Porygon 2, 80. Whenever Buggy Evolution, whenever you attach a Pokemon from your, whenever you attach an energy from your energy zone to this Pokemon, put a random card from your deck. Whenever you attach an energy to this Pokemon, put a random card from your deck that evolves from this Pokemon onto this Pokemon to evolve it. Now that is a mouthful. So if you put an energy, you evolve it. So you're never going to do spinning tech unless you start with 2. And Porygon Z, which actually is not bad. Because, right, that could like save you the turn that it's going to take to evolve it. That could be pretty good. And you go into this, Porygon Z, 130 during your opponent's next turn. Attacks used by this defending Pokemon cost 1 more. That's pretty good. We'll play that for sure. Sentry, 20, 60. Furret, 90, 80. Flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. It's like, okay, like 1, but like that could like really be nice off the start. The support for Blissies are all the other better cards you can play instead of... Yeah, because that stunk. What is that? What is that? 20 plus 20? I mean, it's got 150. It's got... I don't even get that. There better be some type of something. The support for Blissey is the other cards you could play. That's great. Flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing for it. Hoot Hoot, 50. This Pokemon can't be asleep. It will not sleep. Wing attack, 30. Bugs in my eyes. Knocked Owl, 100. Fly. Flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. If heads, during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of and attacks done to this Pokemon. Third time we're seeing that little blurb there. I suppose we better look into that a little bit more, but I'm not going to take the brain power for that right now. I've just read 75 cards. Well, probably 100. And 75 at this point. Flip a coin. If it does nothing. Yeah, I hate that. Wait, if heads, it does the damage and you block your opponent, but if tails, it does nothing? That's terrible. I thought I was going to say if tails... It doubles down on the attack. Okay, Apom, 50. Imitate. Draw cards until you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent. That's cool. Impapom, Tail Jab, 40. Dunsparce, Sudden Flash, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Teddy Ursura. Honey Smack. Seal 20 damage from this Pokemon. Ursaring. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 20 more damage for each heads. Sorry, I had to go back real quick. Flip 2 coins. Been a lot of reading. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 20 more damage for each heads. Swing around. Okay. That's pretty good. Stantler, 80. Enhanced Horns. If this Pokemon... I saw this, actually. I read this earlier, and this is not bad at all. It's a basic... The 2 energy actually stinks for it, but a Pokemon tool, and then you have that other Ampipom that you can play that searches for tools. So you could literally play this with that, with Ilima, and just like have a day. All normal, just like looking for tools, maybe throw a Snorlax in there somewhere. Have yourself a day. Schmergle. Smeargle. Not even sure. Splatter coating 50. Change the type of random energy attached to your opponent's active to one of the following. Yeah, so you're going to change one of their energies to something that might not work for them. Although it might work for them if they have a bunch of normal energies in their attack cost. So who the heck knows? However you did it to this, it wouldn't work. Because, yeah. Lugia, we've seen it before. We know it. Discard the cards when you get the cards. Yep. The energy's 180. Play it with Ho-Oh. We're going to play it. 150, I wish it had like 160, 170 maybe, but we're going to play it. We're going to see it, and we're going to feel it. And I think we're going to end our cards on Bouffalon. 100. Continuous headbutt. 70. Flip a coin until you get tails. Wow, that's actually insane. I didn't see that. 70, because think about that. That could do 210 if you do get 3 heads. Simple math there. And 210 is definitely enough to knock anything out. Sick cards. I wonder how many this actually is. I'll tell you. $147. Huh. Wow. Okay, elemental switch. Move from one of your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. We've read that. We've seen that. Squirt Bottle. This is new. Very specific. Discard a fire energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Very specific, although that's pretty cool and can be very effective. But how are you going to pick that you're playing a water deck is my question. It's my only question. Steel Apron. The steel Pokemon this card is attached to takes minus damage from attacks from your opponent's from all special conditions. Yeah. No, but I saw this, so I knew there was something like this. But that's crazy that you can play Skarmory, take minus 20 from your attack, take minus 10 from this. I swear that supporter is like minus 20 for all steel types. Whatever the name of that supporter is, it's like minus 20 for all steel types. So you play all 3 of those, and you're taking like minus whatever the heck. That's minus 50. It's not bad. Steel Apron. Dark Pendant. I mean, can we cut it out for a second? If the dark Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, your opponent reveals a random card from their hand and shuffles it into their deck. Wow. That is a sick card right there. That is absolutely sick. So you're getting that Tesserina effect, you're getting that red effect, that Mars effect, discard a card. If this is attached to a dark Pokemon, discard a card. And I do believe we got discard effects. Yeah, Astonish, discard. And Houndoom, discard. So play both those with the Dark Pendant, and you're in for it. You're not going to... And then red, play a red card, I mean to say, and you're just going to not allow your opponent to have any cards. Rescue Scarf. All right, we've seen this before. If the Pokemon the card is attached to is knocked out, put it into your hand instead of the discard pile. Pretty cool. I guess you still get a point, but this is really sick for all those times where you're running like just Incineroar or just like, I don't know, something that's a stage 2 that you're just running that. And you really only have 2 basics. We did have Celestic Town Elder, but I guess this is kind of exactly Celestic Town Elder. Works the exact same way. So, if anything, well, it's not a support, so it doesn't take up that turn spot. But if he dies before you get your tool, that would stink. But when it dies and you have Celestic Town Elder, you could kind of just wait for Celestic Town Elder to show up and then use it. So Might be better. But either way, let's keep going. The next time you flip any number of coins for the effect of an attack. The next time you flip any number of coins for the effect of an attack. Okay, yeah. For after using this. Oh. Will you dastardly villain? The first coin flip will definitely be heads is insane, bro. That's insane. Well, you can't use this for Misty. You can't use it for Team Rocket Grunt because it's a supporter, but you can use it for every single... You could use it for Celesteela, which would be sick for a guaranteed 100. You can use it for but you can't use it with Lucamine. If you Lucamine your Celesteela, then it wouldn't work. But that's really sick, not gonna lie. Lyra. Yes, we've seen this. Switch your active Pokemon that has damage in it with one of your bench Pokemon. That's gonna be very good. Silver, your opponent reveals their hand, choose it's your own gust. Your opponent reveals their hand, choose a supporter card you find there, and shuffle it into your opponent's deck. This could be like your get rid of their Cyrus, get rid of their Sabrina, get rid of their Red, get rid of their, all those times at the end of the match where you're like, shoot, what do they have? What do they have? What do they have? Do they have something? This would be really good at the end of the match to just get rid of whatever it is. And I do like that. Fisher. For each... Oh, this works with Gyarados, huh? Flip 3 coins for each heads. Water Pokemon is chosen at random from your discard and put back into your hand. Okay, that made Gyarados a sick card. I mean, it is a sick card, but it's definitely super sick, and we're going to see a million Gyarados decks right now, I'll tell you that. Yeah, we are. Good stuff, Fisher. That's great. All those cards that I talked about before that you could just play and then discard. Yep. Lowland Executor, what for? Does it have a... Oh, it's 150 is a flipper. Yeah, it is, right? Yeah. Wow. There's a bunch that we just read that require a flip. Okay, Jasmine. During your opponent's next turn, all of your Steelix and Skarmory EX take minus 50 from your... Okay, but you can't stack that with the... Yeah, I'm telling you there's another... I'm going to look it up right now. Yeah, I think it's going to say good luck finding him, Alec, because I don't know where this guy is. Nobody even uses this guy, so it's not like anybody would care to post a picture of him, I don't think. Oh, here we go. During your all of your steel Pokemon take... Yeah. Adaman does minus 20, but Adaman would not work, however, with Jasmine. But Jasmine does work with Skarmory, so minus 50 plus the minus 20, you get minus 70. That's really sick. That's really sick. We like that a lot. Moving on, Hiker. For each of your fighting Pokemon in play, look at the top cards for a second. Look at the many car... What? look at that many cards from the top of your deck and put them back in any order. I'm going to be very confused to see how this plays. What is that? You get three... If you have 3 Pokemon in play, you can look at the top 3 cards and pick, essentially? What is going on? They're fighting to the death as we speak. Pretty cool. Either way, that is Hiker, and those are all the cards. I was going to do all those, but I don't really care, so we're just going to show you some of the cool arts. We have Immersive Ho-Oh, and that is sick as heck. Immersive Lugia. Very hyped on those. Shiny Red Gyarados. This one, hype. Couldn't pull this card for forever, but now it's a shiny, so now you can maybe pull it again. Yanmega EX. Oh yeah, and then we go into the full arts. Yanmega. Leafeon. Fire. Saw a lot of play last meta. Gyarados EX. Glaceon EX. Will this ever see play? I don't know why they gave it to us again. I think they're really trying to push it. It was even in the rare picks. I don't know who wants to use it, but not me. Pachirisu EX. Mismagius EX. Weavile EX. Licky EX. And then you have your Gold Ho-Oh EX. And Gold. And those are all the cards. Those are all the freaking cards. And that is it, my friends. My name is freaking Spirit Crusher. This has been Team Aqua. Shit, damn you, shiny filler cards. And that's it. This has been an hour and a half of me blabbing about what all these new cards do, and I am sick and tired of it. I'll be back right here in a couple of hours to pull all these new packs and see what we got going on tonight. I'm fired up. And I hope you guys are as well. But for Team Aqua, for myself, this has been Team Aqua Spirit Crusher. Y'all have yourselves a fantastic rest of your day. Hey, Lionheart, thank you, man. Appreciate you, homie. You take care. Hey, everybody, check out the YouTube. Check out the Twitch. Follow me. Check out all the videos. I'll be posting. Thank you very much. Have a good one.